Welcome back to episode 2 of the Derek Smith Spiel, and I am here with the woman, the myth, the legend, Lila Bailey. Lila, do you think that intro is good enough? Is there anything I missed?
No, I think that was a perfect intro.
So let's get right into the school play. What is the school play this year?
The school play this year is Footloose.
Footloose. What is your role in the play?
My role in the play is as student director.
What are some responsibilities that the student director brings?
So the student director is in charge of making sure that everyone signs in, and then a warm-up gets going. The seniors do the warm-up. And then our average day in the play is usually about 3 hours, from 5:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. I like to start with a vocal warm-up. Mrs. Raymond usually does that. While this is happening, the technicians get started. Mr. Mastretta runs that. Miss Hubbard also helps with music, and then Mrs. Berg will oversee basically everything.
Okay.
She is in charge of the entire play. She does all of the producing. She does a great job. So she does all of the ads, everything like that. Any little tweaking that I don't do, she does. I usually do a full run through. I am in charge of blocking everything, so I tell everyone where to stand, when they sing, when they start their dance moves, everything like that. Miss Adelia is our choreographer. I don't do any dancing.
You've got a lot to keep track of. You said the student log. Everyone has to sign in. Is that just for attendance?
Yep. See who's missing.
Does that make a difference in maybe who gets the roles? Just who shows up?
Yeah. So if you're not showing up for your role, then that does make an impact on, first of all, how you perform, and second of all, your future role and your role that year.
All right. So there was a scramble. I heard there was a scramble before you got the script, the youth script for Footloose. You were originally going to do like just normal Footloose. You had to change it to the youth script. That took a while to get in, I heard. What was the drama with that?
Okay, so basically, in order to get the rights for a play, when you perform a musical, you don't just order the script and it just comes right in. There's bigger companies always that own the rights for that, and if you don't get your rights to perform approved, then you don't get the script for the musical and you can't perform. So we didn't get the rights on time, and Mrs. Berg made the executive decision to go with the youth play, or the youth musical, which I think was a great decision. I personally love all of the lines in this musical. I love all the dancing. The songs are great. So, yeah, we didn't get the rights for it.
So even though you don't dance, do you still know all the dances? Like, are you there like a little cheerleader in the back?
No. I do blocking. I work on, this is how you're supposed to be in character. This is what your character represents. Mrs. Berg is always helping me with that and those details. But I do not dance at all whatsoever.
So you mentioned that you tell people like what their job is, when they should go in. Do you ever get attitude when you tell people like, hey, you got to do this?
No,
never.
I don't ever get attitude.
That's the authority Lila has.
Yeah, they just, everyone's working for the same goal. They want to be confident in how they perform, and they want their role to seem unique and good. So no, of course I get suggestions, which I'm always willing to work with. I'm not perfect at this. And so sometimes people will help me, but no.
That's great that everyone's still working towards the same goal and can respect that. How confident is everyone, would you say, this year in their ability to perform?
I think everyone's confident, and if they're not, they should be. Because everyone has almost completely all of their lines done. And if they're not confident, it's more of like a stage fright issue and not an issue in how they're going to perform and their ability to remember it.
How do you deal with stage fright? Because that is a huge aspect of it.
Yeah, I would never be able to do what they do. I can't sing, I can't dance. I honestly wouldn't be able to perform. No. But with stage fright, so one of the huge things is Jack, who does our lights. The lights are so bright that when which obviously we need them to be.
Yes.
When you look out into the crowd, you can't see anybody's faces, not even the people in the first row.
That's
No.
kind of nice.
Yeah, you just see their silhouettes. So usually I just say, you can't even see them looking at you. You're performing in front of people. And honestly, if you mess up, there's always a way to come back, which I also think is a confidence thing. If you're confident,
And
then you know a way to fix it.
The audience doesn't know the lines.
Right,
they don't know what you're
exactly.
supposed
They're not
to say.
reading the script in front of you, so there's always a way to fix it. And we practice for a long time.
Yeah, I heard you guys did run-throughs, but you did each song 3 times when you did the run-through.
Yep.
So people are probably singing the songs in their sleep.
Oh yeah, I know the songs.
Yeah.
Almost every word to all the songs just from reading the script and watching them do it. So, yeah.
Now, give a sales pitch for the play this year, because you want people to show up and watch. You're the director. Now be the advertiser. Sell the play.
I think that even if you don't like musicals and watching people act, it would be a great experience because they're all high school kids who don't have any professional training in this. And so it's a really almost raw experience to watch because all of these kids have spent so many hours a night working for this and trying to get ready to perform. I mean, if you think about it, our average week is 15 to 19 hours of rehearsal.
That's insane.
Yes, and Tech Week is upwards of 25 hours. So, because it's 5:30 to 10:30 at night, which is great. We love practicing for it, but being able to watch these kids perform is something awesome. So, yeah, I think everyone should go. I mean, it's a great part of the community, and everyone works really hard for it. They're all great at it. It's something I could never do.
And it's Footloose. Who doesn't like Footloose?
Exactly. Even if you haven't watched the movie, it's an awesome play.
You should. If you haven't watched the movie, show up to the play. You've got to culture yourself.
I actually didn't watch the movie until I heard we were doing it. No, I watched it as soon as I found out we were doing it.
So you studied the movie because you want it to be represented well in the play.
Yeah.
Is there anything new that you picked up? Anything interesting? A favorite character?
Yeah, actually.
How about her red boots? Does that symbolize anything?
I think it just symbolizes Ariel as a character. She's just very powerful and is always testing the limits. My favorite character is Willard.
Willard. Which one is Willard?
I won't say too much about that, but that is basically Ren's best friend when he moves to Beaumont. So, yeah.
Willard.
Noah does a great job with that.
That's the one who has to learn to dance, right?
Yes, which is one of the best parts of the
Willard.
musical.
I love Willard. Now, let's a little bit off the play now. We're going to get some fun questions. What is your biggest pet peeve?
So I thought about this a lot. I think that my biggest pet peeve is when I'm sitting next to someone and they clearly explain an answer to someone, like to something, and no one's listening, and then someone else says it and everyone listens to them.
Yeah.
I just always feel so bad. Like,
does it make you feel a little better if, like, maybe a teacher asks a question and someone shouts out the answer, and then another kid raises their hand and says the answer?
I guess that would reverse
that's a little
bit.
better.
Yeah.
Just that's kind of karma. Not that I don't believe in karma. But I am a good person. Don't misinterpret that. Now, how about this one? What is your favorite scent for women and men?
My all-time favorite scent for men is Burberry.
Burberry? What's Burberry?
I don't really know what it is, but it's the scent that my boyfriend wears. And the first time I ever smelled him, I was like, "What is that?"
He's the one. He's got Burberry.
Yeah.
What?
I just love it.
That's crazy.
I can't even describe what it smells like, but it smells great.
I've had mint and eucalyptus hand sanitizer. That stuff smelled really good. I don't know what eucalyptus is.
I don't really know what it is either.
I don't know how it complements the mint, but that is the best hand sanitizer I've ever had. It was from Bath and Body Works, I think. I love that store. Oh, I can just go in and spend hours smelling.
I get a headache though. I have to sit down in the store. I go a little too crazy.
Well, you can smell it, then go outside and buy a Annie Ann's pretzel. Eat that. And smell the butter. But yeah, that's all I have. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about? No. Anything? that it sounds like you guys are doing a great job on the play. You put a lot
Oh,
of
I do
work
have one
in.
thing to say.
Yes.
I also wear Burberry. Don't go buy all the Burberry. Okay, I need more of it. Me and JT need more of it. Don't go buy all of it.
Where would one get Burberry?
I don't really know. My mom bought it for me. Sorry, guys. I don't really know.
That's okay. It was a stocking stuffer.
Yeah.
Those are the best. All right, so you guys heard it. Watch the play. Watch Footloose. Culture yourself.
Yes.
Support your school. Support your school play. They put in a lot of work, hours and hours of work. Something
Yes.
I couldn't do.
You won't regret it if you come.
Definitely not. It's Footloose.
Exactly.
Footloose.
Derek, are you going to be there?
Yes, I will be there. I won't be there all the days, but I will be there.
Yeah.
I'm making it to this one.
So that means everyone else should show up.
Well, that's all for Lila Bailey today. Check out this podcast and others on the Derek Smith Spiel on Spotify. If you're a fan of my podcast, why don't you go on to Collects and look at Derek Smith's stocks? There's a bunch of good trading cards to buy on there. And if you get a little bored and you're scrolling through YouTube, why don't you check out Dylan Smith's Outdoors?